Can the Salt Lake Shred knock off the defending champions and end the season off with a banger? Let's talk about it.
It was the most wide open season in the history of the league. I mean, that's just a fact. There's no doubt about it.
The league is in a great spot. These teams, these championship teams, the Minnesota Wind Chill are in a great spot.
Let's be real. We shocked the world tonight. These guys know how to fight, and that trophy was nice and heavy, and that felt good.
We haven't proved anything yet. We've been here several times. We are the underdogs.
We've been grinding for a long time. I don't feel like we got over the hump.
You're going to win that over and over, one matchup at a time.
You've got your favorites. You've got your underdogs. This is why they play the game.
Over the top! Skies over Grayson Center!
To the end zone for the score. Oh my goodness.
Battle at the buzzer, and you better believe Jeff Babbitt lives for the moment. Glory has defeated the reigning champions.
It is week 13, the last week of the 2025 UFA regular season. I'm your host, Coleman here. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to both the Shredhead and Coleman Sports 23. We're on the road to 1,000 on Coleman Sports 23 and 100 here on the Shredhead. We're talking about week 12, reviewing it. And we're going to preview week 13 as well. Shred coming off 2 big wins against Colorado, looking to beat the defending champs. Let's see if they can do it. And I will be at that game on Friday to see if they can do it. All right. Week 12 here was a banger. We found out a lot about the playoff, positioning and everything for all the divisions. So we're going to go over the games here. All right. Boston beat Philly, which basically knocked out Philly out of the East pretty much by 1 goal. But there's another game that we're going to talk about later that officially knocked the Phoenix out of the playoffs and put New York in the playoffs. All right, so that was a close game. Boston barely beat Philly, which is crazy. So that is to look out for Boston. Could they get upset because they can barely beat Philly? But we'll see. That was also on the road though, so it's a little tougher. And they have second seed, so we'll see what they can do since they'll be playing New York. It looks like. All right. LA Aviators, Havoc. This game really didn't matter. It had nothing to do with playoff implications. Neither of these teams are in the playoffs. But the Havoc ultimately got the win, 22-20 over the LA Aviators, who are struggling this year. Colorado Summit and the Salt Lake Shred played. This was a revenge game for Colorado, but they were unable to get it done as the Shred win in front of their home fans, 21-18, in a big win to take over 1 seed in the West and to host the West Division Championship coming up. It's a big win for the Shred there. Detroit Mechanics, Alley Cats, another game that didn't really matter, but the Alley Cats got the win over the Detroit Mechanics, who are historically bad. And it showed there with a 7-goal win for the Alley Cats, who have been struggling this year for some freaking reason. Maybe because they lost Cam Brock, he leads the league in goals scored all time. So definitely why the Alley Cats are struggling this year, trying to find that goal scorer after losing Cam Brock, and they don't have that. DC Breeze getting the massive win at home by 4 goals over the Boston Glory. Boston Glory, their 1 seed, but looking a little suspicious there. Maybe Boston upsets them in the playoffs. You never know. The Madison Radicals in Minnesota. This was a huge game. Minnesota took this one by 3 at home. Now they have to go on the road to the road. Yep, Minnesota has to go on the road to face the Shred at home. That's gonna be a great game on Friday night. Once again, I'll be at that game. Atlanta Hustle, Carolina Fires. Atlanta Hustle gets the huge win over the Carolina Fires, knocking the Carolina Fires out of the playoffs for the first time in franchise history, and the only team to never lose out on the playoffs and to make the playoffs every season is the Salt Lake Shred. Looking to beat that record, which is at like 10, I think. No, it's at 9 because they lost. But the Shred are at 4, so they still have a long ways to go to beat that record. The LA Aviators and the Austin Soul. Austin Soul destroying LA. No surprise there. LA new to the South Division this year. We'll see if next year they can do better. But they won by 7. They lost by 7 there, and of course, clearly here out of playoffs, bottom of the South. Wow. Colorado Summit getting a dominant win over getting a dominant just I can't speak today. Sorry. Just absolutely destroying the Vegas Bighorns. 33-13. Not surprised. Vegas has not got a win this year, and it looks like they won't get a win this year. But it's their inaugural season. It's their first season, so we can give them a break. They'll be better next year. Philly and New York. This was a huge game in Week 12. The winner of this one will takes the 3 seed, and New York ultimately got the job done at home and won by 8 goals to keep that 3 seed. New York. Been a while since they have made the playoffs, and they're still here in the playoffs. They'll be the 3 seed though, so they gotta beat DC on the road and then Boston if they want to win the East. It's gonna be tough for New York to win the East this year. Big game there knocks Philly out of the playoffs. Week 13, there's still some playoff seedings that need to be figured out. We know what the teams will be in each division. We know all 3 teams in each division. We know the teams that have made the playoffs. We just don't know what order in some of the divisions. So I'm going to go over that right now. Standings here. All right. So, Central Division, the Chicago Union are 1 seed. They just got the 1 seed already. Minnesota looks like they have to beat the Shred to remain that 2 seed. If they lose, Madison could take the 2 spot if Madison wins. And I think Madison has 2 games left, so they have to win both to get that 2 spot. So Central Division 2-3 seed has not been decided quite yet. The Salt Lake Shred have got the 1 seed. Spiders got the 2 seed, and Colorado already has 3 seeds. So West is already decided. The South, Austin Soul and Atlanta Hustle battling for that top spot. We'll see what happens in Week 13 as they battle for that top spot. Loser will get the 2nd seed. And then, of course, Growlers, 3rd seed right there. Carolina is out with that loss in Week 12. The Boston Glory, I'm pretty sure they got the 1 seed locked up. DC with the 2 seed and New York with the 3 seed. There is the standings. Now we're going to go over Week 13 and my predictions for Week 13, and we'll wrap up this show today after that. All right, Week 13. It's going to be a banger. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I forgot to do that for my recap of Week 12, but it's all right. Because y'all probably still saw it. It's fine. All right, Week 13 here, Friday. Carolina's already out. They are just playing this game for fun. So this game really doesn't matter, but give me Give me Austin to win this one by a pretty good amount. Carolina Panthers might not even play their main guys just so they don't get injured for next season. Shout out the Carolina Flyers though. First time not making the playoffs. I think the Austin Soul will win by 5 goals. I'll say like 26-21 in that one. Seattle Cascades, who are also knocked out of playoffs, surprisingly, after upsetting the Salt Lake Shred in the West Division Championship last year, they're out of the playoffs. Wow. They will be playing Colorado Summit at home. Give me Summit have struggled against Seattle this year. But give me the Summit here. Give me the Summit by 3 goals. I'll go 25-22. Colorado Summit gets the win by 3 goals. The game of, well, I don't know if it's the game of the week, but it's my game of the week. Minnesota Wind Chill heading to Salt Lake City to take on the Salt Lake Shred in a crazy cross-division battle. Last time these two teams played was in the semifinals back in 2023, where the Salt Lake Shred won in overtime after a historic play by Joel Clutton tipping it to Elijah Jaime in the back of the end zone to force overtime. And the Shred dominated in overtime to advance to the championship where they lost to New York back in 2023. So Minnesota looking to get revenge. Minnesota won the championship last year in Salt Lake because championship weekend was in Salt Lake. So we'll see if they can win twice or if the Shred, the home team, gets the win. Give me the Shred. I think the Shred go and they beat the champions. I think their offense is just too good for Minnesota. Minnesota has a really good defense, though. We can't sleep on their defense. It's gonna be offense versus defense matchup. I feel like, and I feel like our defense is pretty solid, and it could lock up Minnesota. But that's why I have us winning. I think offensively, we're not gonna be able to get stopped, and I think we're gonna score more. It's a lot harder to play defense in frisbee than it is in any other basketball and football. So if you can't stop the offense, you're going to lose. And I think the Shred are going to be unstoppable in this game, and I think they're going to find a win. They're going to find a way to win. It will be a close game. It's not going to be like Colorado where we beat them by 3 goals or 8 goals like we did a couple weeks ago. It's going to be a tough game, but I'm going to go with the Salt Lake Shred to get the 21-20 win buzzer beater over the Wind Chill. We'll see what happens. Toronto Russian, the Montreal Royale. This game does not matter at all, but give me the Royale to beat Montreal again for the 3rd time this season. They just own them this year. Give me Toronto 23-20. Yeah, give me 23-20 Toronto Rush. Pittsburgh Thunderbirds and the Alley Cats both out of playoffs as well. Give me the Alley Cats to get the surprising win here at home. And give me a low scoring game here. I'm gonna say 18 to 16 here. Alley Cats. The Boston Glory, the 1 seed against New York. This is a huge game here. Gosh. You Boston on the road. 21-20. The Growlers, the 3 seed in the South, taking on Oakland in a crazy cross-division matchup here. Give me the Growlers here. I'm going to go with the Growlers to get the win over the Spiders. 27-25 in a thriller in Oakland. The DC Breeze heading to Philly to take on the Phoenix here on Saturday. Give me the DC Breeze over the Philadelphia Phoenix by a score of 23-20. 3-goal win here. I think they found a way to win and hold on to that 2 seed and over New York. So give me that one. Actually, I think they already have the 2 seed. I don't know. I'm tripping. Give me DC over Philly. All right. The New York Mechanics versus Chicago Union. Give me the Union 35 to 35 to like 12. I just yeah, undefeated versus one win. Yeah, that's bad. The only game that can be worse than that is Union versus Vegas, but it's pretty bad too. Even Union by a lot. The Flyers and the Havoc. Give me the Flyers. Meaningless game here for the Flyers. Give me the Flyers 20. We'll go 25-20. I think Havoc kind of keep it close. Oregon Steel versus Cascades. This might be a good game, y'all. But give me the Cascades here. Give me the Cascades at home, 25-23. The Vegas Bighorns and the LA Aviators. This actually could be a good game because LA's that bad. Give me the Bighorns to get the upset in LA and actually win a game. Yes, Bighorns. Give me them on the road to win a game, 21-18. Final score. Detroit Mechanics versus Minnesota. Give me Minnesota at home. Jeez. 20. We'll go 29-20. Yeah, 29-20. The Chicago Union versus Madison. This is gonna be a good game. I think Union gonna finally lose a game. And there will be no undefeated teams this year. I think Chicago Union gonna lose the last game of the regular season to Madison at home. Madison's gonna get a crazy upset, winning 24-23 by 1 goal. Yeah, it's an upset even though they're at home. Crazy. That is the recap of week 12 and the preview of week 13. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. And it's been Coleman Sports 23. It's been the Shredhead. I'm out. Peace.